Hello, hello, and welcome. Welcome. All right. Got the audio working, got everything ready to go. You guys ready to do this? We are doing the pre-party today for the Serve Lead Sell Masterclass, which starts on Monday at noon. So today, what I want to do is talk to you about a few things. The first thing we're going to talk about is about belief. We're going to talk about how to use let me back up. We're going to talk about how to manufacture belief and then use that manufactured belief in order to fuel your success. So, I love doing mindset lessons. Mindset lessons to me are the thing that really propel your success. I am just a huge believer that your business will grow as much as you do. I believe that in the power of mindset because I have seen it work. I know that if you don't believe that your business is going to be a success, it will not be a success. And I know that if you do believe that your business will be a success, that it will be a success. So today, I'm going to give you a few tools to help you step into your belief and then use that belief to fuel your success. The other thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about the Serve Lead Sell Masterclass. I want to make sure that you've got all your questions answered. So if you are somebody who is still kind of thinking about it, on the fence, maybe, maybe not, I'm going to get you off the fence and get you either to a hell yes or a not right now, whatever is best for you. But the Serve Lead Sell Masterclass is coming like a freight train. We are already inside the group. We are doing things in there. We're getting to know each other. I'm looking right now to make sure that we're going live inside the group. We are. Hello, hello. So, right now, I'm broadcasting into the Grow Your Business for Fitness Instructors, Trainers, and Coaches group. I'm also broadcasting live into the Serve Lead Sell Masterclass for March private pop-up Facebook group. So you may be viewing me from one of a few different places. I'm also going live to my business page and a few different places. I do that by using StreamYard. All right. So here's the first thing I want to talk about. Sorry for continuing to play with my hair. It's getting in my face. Here's the first thing I want to talk about. I want to tell you a story. I want to tell you a little bit about me, and then it's going to demonstrate and illustrate what I want to talk about as far as belief goes. So many of you know me, some of you don't. You may be newer to my audience, or just not have done anything with me yet. I'm Kelly Coulter. I've been a fitness instructor since 1994. On top of being a fitness instructor, I was one of those fitness instructors that worked full time in corporate in order to afford to be able to work inside the fitness industry. So here's the first thing I want to ask you. Who here is working outside of the fitness industry or health or wellness, whatever your ideal industry is? Who here is working outside of that industry in order to be able to afford to do the work that they do inside the industry? Health and wellness in this country and many countries is flawed. The compensation model is flawed. The value that we are given as individual coaches and practitioners inside the industry is flawed. And because of that, a lot of us find it really hard to make a full-time living inside our chosen industry. We're going to talk about that next week. I'm going to get you to where you are on the way to making a full-time living in your chosen industry. But for now, I just want to know whether you're watching live or whether you're watching in the replay, are you working full-time outside of your chosen industry in order to afford to work inside the industry? So give me a hashtag live, give me a hashtag replay. Let me know that you're here. And then tell me, are you working full-time outside the fitness industry or the health industry or wellness industry? Are you doing something else besides exactly what you want to be doing? That's what I want to know. All right. So that was me. 1994, started teaching fitness, and I knew that I was an absolute addict. I wanted to be full-time teaching, and I did Um, a lot of things in order to try to make that happen. I built a business around training instructors. Um, but I was always working full time because I had a baby right out of college and I needed to support me and my baby. So I worked full time as a web geek. I was an art major. I was creative. I knew how to create websites even back in 1999. So I led website teams for 20 years. And so as the websites grew, my career grew, it became harder and harder to replace that income. And so my last full-time job inside the fitness industry, I'm sorry, my last corporate job, I did a sporting goods website for a really big brand that you guys all have in your garage. So I was the person who created the first shopping websites for like Shakespeare Fishing and Penn Reels and Abu Garcia and all these big fishing brands. That was owned by the company that owns like Rawling and anyways, worked one more corporate job after that inside government, and everybody was like, how could you possibly give that up? It's so stable. We'll talk on Monday about how stability is kind of a lie for a lot of us. And it certainly was for me inside websites. But here's what I want to say. So I worked for 20 years in corporate America, doing the things, having the success, getting the promotions, getting the bonuses, whatever. I was always a square peg trying to fit into a round hole because I'm an entrepreneur. I was a born entrepreneur, and I'm what I like to refer to as fundamentally unemployable. At the end of the day, I was not a great employee. I was getting the job done, I was checking all the boxes off, but my heart was not in it because I am a person that believes in my vision. And maybe that matches, maybe it doesn't match with the company's vision. But I am fundamentally unemployable because I am an entrepreneur. I want to hear from you guys. Is anybody else, have you ever thought of yourself as, I don't fit into these jobs that I keep taking or this job that I've had for forever. And you're realizing now that you're an entrepreneur and you're fundamentally unemployable. That was me. I was fundamentally unemployable. So what I knew, what I knew is that I was an entrepreneur. And what I knew is that at the end of the day, I was a coach. I knew I wanted to be a coach. So 20 years, imagine that, working 20 years and knowing that what you really want to be doing is not what you're doing. That was me. Round peg, square hole, peg, round hole, whichever it is. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of yups. Left corporate in 1994. That's impressive. All right, I'm looking at some of the comments here, and Liz is saying, yup. Okay. So I wanted to be a coach, but I did not have belief that fitness instructors, personal trainers, health people, that they wanted to build their own business. So I had this huge Facebook group full of fitness instructors and personal trainers. And all we did inside that Facebook group was share choreography notes and bitch about things that were happening within the industry or within our individual gyms. And I kept on thinking, how do I take leadership of this group and usher them towards something that they want? But I didn't believe in the idea that fitness instructors, personal trainers could be building their own businesses. Then COVID happened. And all of a sudden, I'm in bed at night and I'm going, I've got this group that at that time it had 4,500 instructors in it. 4,500 instructors, personal trainers, all these people who could not buy gas, they could not buy groceries. They were going from gym to gym to gym with no plan B. And never, never in the world did we ever think that all the gyms would be closed. So even if you thought you were diversified because you were working for a lot of different employers, never in the world did we think all of the gyms would be closed, right? So I'm laying in bed at night and I'm going, how do I help these people? I don't want to start a charity because I'm not the person that can divvy up these funds and take donations and do all the things. So what do I do for them? And all I knew is that I knew marketing because I was a web geek. So I knew how to tell you guys how to create a PayPal, how to do a Zoom session, how to get paid, how to price things because I had already built my marketing agency. So that's what I did. I just started going online and coaching. And with that, I grew my belief in the fact that instructors and personal trainers, as well as energy healers and all kinds of other health and wellness workers, that they wanted to be able to support themselves outside of the facility. They just needed a path forward. Is that you guys? Do you want to be able to support yourself independent of a gym or facility? You want to be able to contribute to your family's finances, contribute to the wealth of, of your future, create a company that you can pass on to your kids or sell at some point. That's what we're talking about. So, the thing that grew the belief for me first was COVID. It was that kick in the pants. But after that, what I realized, because I also put myself in community with other coaches and other coaches who coach coaches like you, I started to believe in the fact that I could make a real living doing it. It didn't have to be a side gig. And that's what I teach as the coaching business model for fitness instructors, personal trainers, health and wellness professionals, physical therapists, energy healers, nutritionists, dietitians. All of us can make a full-time real living outside of a gym and facility by working directly with customers. So I built that belief and I started to see the evidence and I knew that it was true. And so I moved forward from there and I was able to create a 7-figure business within 7 or 8 months of starting my coaching business. And so because of that, I offloaded the marketing agency. I no longer have that at all. And I just have my coaching business. So I want to talk to you about your belief in your business. So you guys, give me some comments. I see you guys interacting with me. I appreciate it so much. When you interact with me, it really tells me how to teach you. And it also helps Facebook and YouTube to understand that I'm giving you valuable content. So keep those comments and those likes and fire coming all through. As a matter of fact, everybody give me one right now. We're pre-partying. Let's give me some hearts and fire. I need to see some of those. When you guys do the hearts, they sprinkle up from the bottom of the screen for me. So bring them in. And then here's what I want to know. Level 1 to 5, 5 being the highest. What is your belief that you can make a real, substantial living outside of the gym or facility? Working directly with consumers, working directly with the people that you want to be working with. What is your belief right now? And then let's talk about how to grow that belief. So I've got a few things I've written down for you today. The first thing I want to talk about is this. If you don't have belief in your ability to create a real living, it will not happen. It will not happen. Your mind is this beautiful, intelligently made filtering mechanism. It's constantly looking for ways to keep you safe, and it's constantly looking for proof of what is real. So when you tell yourself that you cannot create a real business or that you can't make enough money working directly with consumers, your mind is constantly scanning every piece of information around you, online, in real life, while you're driving down the street. Your mind is filtering and it's confirming what you believe. If you believe, yes, you can make a real living, it's confirming that. If you believe deep down that know you cannot make a real living, your mind is constantly confirming that, and it will bring it back to reality every time. So, belief in very real ways is what has to happen in order to move forward. And I want to talk about this one other way. I saw one of my favorite coaches do this a while back, and I want to do it. So, I want you guys to contribute for me all of the reasons why a client may not work with you. Like, what might they say to you? What's your worst fear that they would say to you if you go out and make an offer right now? So let's say there were 5 people in a room with you, and you know that you want to coach them on weight loss, and you start to make your pitch, and then they start to give you their objections. What are those objections? Or what is the worst thing that you're afraid somebody might say to you if you were like out there on social media pitching your thing and then they came back to you? So, everybody, give me one of those. You're going to see me bend down for a second because I've got to turn this heater on that's right under me. And I'm waiting for you guys to give me some comments because we're going to do something with it. Okay. I don't see any comments yet. You guys, come on. Give me your worst fears here. What are you afraid people will say? Yeah, Terry's saying I don't have the money. Ooh, I don't think you can help me. Good one. Great one. So, I don't have enough money or time. What are your worst fears that they would say to you? Like, you guys have seen me. I've been very public about some of the negative things that people say to me, like when I run Facebook ads. So I'll run a Facebook ad and I'll have all these pictures of me. And, like I'm a larger than most fitness instructors. And so I will get all kinds of comments like, who's going to buy business training from a fat fitness instructor? And then I'll get it the other way where they'll be like, oh, I think she's pretty, or I don't think she's pretty. And they're like arguing in the comments over whether or not I'm attractive. But um, you've seen me be very public about the really negative things, like really hurtful things people have said about me on social media. I want to see what that biggest fear would be for you. Like, what's the thing that would sting the most? So for me, it's when someone calls me unhealthy because they think that if I have extra weight on me, that I'm unhealthy. And that is categorically untrue, but it's not something I'm going to argue out with somebody on social media. So that one's for me is really big. Okay, here's my point. A lot of times we tend to take all of these things that we fear, all of these things that may have even been said to us in the past, and we make them into our pitch. Like we start saying things like, let me do it this way. So pretend you're in your room with your 5 people, and you're going to pitch to them a weight loss product. So it's me. I know fundamentals of nutrition. I can get you out of anxiety so you're not emotional eating anymore. And I could teach yoga workouts. So let's say these are the 3 pillars of my weight loss product that I want to pitch. But I know all these other things. Like, I know it's really expensive, and I know that I can't help everybody because I only teach yoga. So if they don't want to do yoga with me, then they're not going to be for me. I know that they've tried other things. I know that I'm younger than a lot of the women that I want to work with. And so they might not believe in me because of that. So imagine if I was out there pitching with all of these things in my mind. And I was saying something like, okay, you guys, I really want to help you lose that first 10 pounds. But, I know I'm a lot younger than you. So, I don't know if you want to buy from me. And I know it's really expensive. I'm not sure if you guys have the time to work with me. I'm not sure if you believe that I could help you. Uh, um, I might be too old. You might think that I need to be younger. So, do you want to do weight loss coaching with me? This is what we can refer to as the world's worst sales pitch, but it all comes from the fact that we've got these beliefs in our mind and that those beliefs come front and center when we don't do something intentionally to make those beliefs take the back seat. So, here are my two biggest tips for getting your positive beliefs front and center and in the driver's seat. Number one, if you're taking notes, this is number one. There are going to be two. Know what you intend to build. So, know what you intend to build and spend time believing in it. I want you to know exactly what it is you want to be doing in 12 months. Now, I have a few tips for how to kind of like get this down on paper and get it front and center in your mind, and maybe even get it front and center in the driver's seat, front and left or front and right, depending on where you are. Number one, I want you to spend time envisioning what it is you want. Oh, thank you, Liz. So Liz wrote that in the notes. She wrote, know what you intend to build and spend time believing in it. Yes. So the first step to that is write it down. Write it down, have a vision board, whatever jibes with you, whatever it is that you want to um, do to make that a reality for you, do it. And sometimes I think it's really helpful to think about that ideal business as being 5 years out. Even if you know that you want to quit your full time job in the next year or two, it's sometimes more comfortable to really believe when it's a little bit further out because we tend to underestimate. We tend to overestimate what we can get done in a year, but we tend to underestimate what we can get done in 5 or 10 years. That's a Tony Robbins quote he says all the time. So we tend to underestimate what we can get done in a year, but we tend to overestimate. I'm going to say that one more time. I'm sorry, I keep on messing that up. We tend to overestimate what we can get done in a year and then underestimate what we can get done in 10 years. So when you look further out, it feels safer for your brain to make the big goals. That's what I want you to get from that. So visioning 5 years out. What does that look like for you? Sometimes you guys will hear me say, grab a glass of wine and then sit down and really journal this out. Really make your vision board and really think about what it looks like in 5 years. Because the glass of wine relaxes you a little. Now, instead of saying, I just want to be replacing my salary, you might be saying something more like, I want to be on Oprah Super Soul Sunday. Or maybe that's just me. And it's important to note that what you want is not what everybody wants. So that leads me to my second point, which is this: the people around you are not entrepreneurs. Most of us are not surrounded by a circle of prosperous, successful entrepreneurs. So, even if you were born into an entrepreneurial family, even if you know a lot of entrepreneurs, the fact is, statistics will tell you most entrepreneurs are living in what I sometimes refer to as entrepreneurial poverty. 90% of entrepreneurs look great on paper, but when you dig in, they look great exterior, but when you dig in on paper, the numbers don't support. So they're not actually making enough to pay themselves and to put profit aside. And they don't have a business that's sustainable enough to actually like sell or pass on to their kids successfully. So the people around you are likely not the people that you need to be bouncing your business ideas off of because they're not entrepreneurs. Now, that also means that you need to surround yourself with entrepreneurs because that will feed your belief. Great thing about what we're doing next week is that it is an entire community of entrepreneurs. That's all we're doing in the Serve Lead Sell Masterclass. We're creating a community. It's a private pop up Facebook group, and we are all entrepreneurs together working toward the same goal. So, the people around you right now, they don't believe in what you believe in. I don't want you out there asking non entrepreneurs what they think of your business idea, not until you believe it. I don't want you out there asking non entrepreneurs what they think your price should be. Who's done that? Who's gone to their dad and been like, "Hey, I'm thinking about doing a boxing program for people who have some neurological issues, and I want to help them like get their hand-eye coordination better and build their strength. And I'm thinking of charging like 150 bucks, 200 bucks a month." And then their dad is like, "I wouldn't pay 200 bucks for that, right?" Because your dad's not your people. Your dad has no idea what you should charge for this thing. Has your dad even ever been to one of your classes? Has your dad ever worked out with you? Ever? Has your dad ever experienced an energy healing session with you or done a nutrition session with you? You don't go to the people who are not your people and start asking them what they think of your idea. Don't surround yourself with non entrepreneurs and then expect them to act like entrepreneurs. They're not going to feed your belief. And without your belief, you're not going to fuel your business. Um, I feel like I had another example of the non entrepreneur thing, but I'll go into it later. So, the other piece of that is that you have to embrace the fact that you're different. We're different as fitness professionals and health professionals in a couple of ways. Not only are we entrepreneurs, which is very different than most people in out there in the world, right? It means we're visionaries. It means that we have to believe in something until it happens. We have to have faith that what we're doing is going to come to fruition. It's not an employee mindset, and most people are employees. But the other way that we're different is that we are health and fitness professionals, and that makes us a little bit of an abnormal group of weirdos. We like working out. We like talking about working out. We like talking about nutrition. Most people are a little bit scared of that, and that makes the way that we have to market ourselves a little bit different, and we will talk more about that next week as well in the Serve Lead Sell Masterclass. So for now, I want you to do two things for me in order to build your belief in your successful business. Number one, I want you to get very clear on what this looks like for you 5 years from now. What does your daily schedule look like? Are you able to travel and still deliver your product? Have you completely built this thing out and offloaded it to someone else? What type of people are you working with? How are you helping them succeed? These are the kinds of things that you need to get super clear on now so that we can build toward it. And then the second piece is surrounding yourself with other entrepreneurs. It's the difference between going to someone and saying, "Hey, I'm going to start this thing," and then them going, "I don't know why that would work." Or having somebody that you go to and you say, "Hey, I'm going to start this thing." And they're like, "Yes. And also, you should think about blah, blah, blah." And, you could really take that to this audience and they would, go crazy for it. So it's the difference between getting no's and getting yeses. And that's a choice. Who are you going to with your ideas? Who are you bouncing your thoughts off of? How are you getting out of your own head and finding people who will bolster your ideas instead of squash them? All right. So, those are your two homework assignments in order to help you build your belief in your company. Now, let's talk about this. In your business, I don't like calling it a company. It's a business, right? It's a business no matter what it is. It might only be one person. I guess that's why I don't like company, because a lot of us are solopreneurs. So let's talk about this. If you are not already enrolled in the Serve Lead Sell Masterclass for next week. I want to give you the details. If you are enrolled, this might be new information, or it might be information you've already gotten in some of those really detailed, specific, awesome emails that Terry is sending out for us. So if you're enrolled in the Serve Lead Sell Masterclass, you are getting a lot of emails because you're getting the schedule and you're getting the workbook and all the stuff. If you're not enrolled, it happens next week starting on Monday, and I want you to get registered. The address, I think it's on this side when I broadcast, learn.fitprosconnect.com/SLS. So learn.fitprosconnect.com/SLS. Get over there, get registered. I want you to get registered right now, like while we're talking. Go to the other window, go ahead and get registered, because Monday's going to be here before you know it. And because we are in there in that private pop-up Facebook group, we are we're networking. I'm about to do the welcome video in that group. All kinds of stuff is already going in there. So here's the way that the week will work next week. I'm going to teach 12 noon Eastern every day. So that's 9 a.m. Pacific. That is 6 p.m. if you're in the UK. That's 6 a.m. if you're in Hawaii. Noon Eastern every day, live lesson. I'm going to make it less than 45 minutes. That is my commitment to you. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to get it done. It's going to be concise. Every time I teach this material, I make it shorter and more streamlined. So it's going to be really concise. We're going to get in there, get it done. Noon, live lesson. 4 p.m., implementation session. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So during the live lessons, I'll have you guys all in Zoom and you'll be able to chat, but there won't be any direct two-way communication. We're not going to go back and forth. During the 4 p.m. implementation sessions, I run those like I run my office hours inside my accelerator. So you guys are going to be able to talk to me. You can come on the screen. I can coach you on exactly what you need coaching on, any questions that you've got, or big mindset blocks. Inside the live lesson, we start with a mindset lesson, and then we go into a tactical logistical lesson. Inside the implementation sessions, it's going to be all questions and answers and coaching. At 2 p.m. on Monday, I'm also going to teach, I'm going to have a talk with Arnab from Zomo Fit. So if you are struggling with platforms to deliver your offer through, this could be another option for you. Zomo is a platform I've been associated with for a little bit and love the founders, love what they're doing over there. So we can talk about that. What else is going on? On Thursday, there will be an invitation-only session. So you're going to apply. You're going to tell me what's going on in your business, and then I'm going to help you understand the coaching business structure in an even deeper way, so that you can really start to plot out where your offers go within your priority list and within your business. On Friday, we will have a bonus lesson. On Saturday, we will have a bonus lesson. The next Monday, we will have a bonus lesson. And then that private pop-up Facebook group goes away and the event is officially over. So we've got 3 live lessons, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, noon. We've got 3 implementation sessions, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 4 p.m. We've got bonus lessons Thursday, Friday, Saturday, the next Monday, and those are also at noon. Everything will be recorded. So if you cannot make it live, it's okay. Everything will be in the private pop-up Facebook group. I put it all at the top. It's really neat and easy to be able to just go through all of it in the featured section in order. Super easy. I'll be sending the workbook out on Sunday. So you get this beautiful workbook where you consolidate all of your notes and you start to see that become the roadmap to the thing that you want to build. It's beautiful. I love the way that works. The other thing, when you register for the masterclass, you get a one-on-one next steps planning session. One-on-one being custom, one person, you to me. If I get too many people registered, I'm capping registration at 75. But if I get too many people trying to meet with me on one day, then we also may pass you guys off to other coaches within my team. All of us are experts in the process that I teach, in the servant leader framework that I teach. So, one-on-one next steps planning session that comes as part of your registration. So we've got the mindsets, we've got the live lessons, we've got the implementation sessions, we've got the workbook, we've got the bonus content, and we have got the one-on-one meeting. All of that for just the $37 that it takes to get registered. Let me talk to you about one more thing, and then we are going to adjourn until Monday. Let me tell you the topic of the lessons for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So, this masterclass is called Serve, Lead, Sell. And I call it that because I believe that we are all servant leaders. I've been working full time exclusively with personal trainers, fitness instructors, and health professionals for the last 3 years. And here's what I've noticed: you guys are all about changing lives, and you are not all about talking about money. You don't want to build all of your dreams around like a certain level of income. You don't want to talk about, you don't want to hear me do that hustle bro thing where I start saying, dude, you can make six figures in the next month, or, whatever, like some of those other guys are out there saying. You guys are servant leaders. You want to talk about changing lives. So serve is all about how you're going to change lives. Lead is all about how you're going to nurture your audience for free, even if they can't afford to work with you, and then lead those people toward a sale, the ones that are right to work with you. And then sell, it's all about the comfortable servant leader based selling skills that allow you to get out there and talk about your program to the right people without ever being like sleazy or smarmy or pesty. A lot of us say that we don't like promoting ourselves because we don't like feeling like a nag or a pest to our family and friends. So I'm going to teach you the servant leader based sales skills that I teach my accelerators that will allow you to have conversations about your program without ever feeling like a sleaze or a pest. So day one, we talk about your program. We're going to talk about what it is that you deliver to people and how to make that lucrative and profitable so that you can change lives and stay in business, so that you can change lives and make a real living, so that you can change lives and maybe take a vacation every once in a while and it still be okay. You're still making money in your business. Lead is all about your social media and your marketing. How are you showing up out into the world and giving out quick wins in a way that draws the right people back into your circle, back into your paid product? And then you're just serving everybody else. And when the time is right, more of your paid people come back into your program. So, serve, lead, and then sell. We're going to talk about the servant leader sales skills that feel comfortable and relationship based and never sleazy and smarmy and naggy. All right. So those are the 3 lessons. And then we've got the bonus lessons, and we've already talked about all the other things. We've talked about the schedule. You guys, any questions that I need to answer for you before we head off? I want you to get over here and get registered right now before you forget. You have to tell me which hand is right. Is it this hand? Or is it this hand? So for me, as I'm looking at my computer, it's this hand. learn.fitprosconnect.com/SLS. That is where you're going to go to get registered. Do it right now. And then we will put you in the group right away. You'll be able to start networking and taking part in the video trainings and different things that I'm putting in there right now. And then on Monday, we will get together and we will get it started, noon Eastern. Everything's recorded if you can't make it at noon Eastern. All right. And Terry's telling me it's my right hand. So it's the one that doesn't have the ring on it. All right. Learn.fitpressconnect.com. I wonder why StreamYard does that to me. I guess I need to choose to mirror or something. Okay, I don't see any questions coming in. So this is going to be the last pre-party I'll put out there. I can't promise it's going to be the last video. I'm going to be out there all weekend telling you guys to get registered. But consider this your last reminder because I want you to get over and get registered if you're not. So make it happen right now before you move on to anything else in the day. That's what I'm going to say to you. All right, you guys, I will see you Monday. Love you very much and talk to you soon.